Calaroga Shark Media.
From Washington, D.C., where we casually threaten foreign capitals, this is Ballot.
And wait until I tell you about my new RUMP watch. Let's hit this. So Donald Trump revealed his foreign policy strategy at a donor event, and apparently it involves threatening to bomb major world capitals, which is either the most unconventional diplomacy we've ever seen or the plot of a really bad action movie. According to audio obtained by CNN, Trump claims he once told Vladimir Putin that if Russia invaded Ukraine, he would bomb the bleep out of Moscow. Now, most presidents might threaten sanctions or diplomatic consequences. Putin's response was apparently, "I don't believe you." This is Trump's version of the madman theory. The idea that if world leaders think you're unpredictable enough, they won't test you. Nixon tried this approach, but even he didn't go around casually threatening to bomb Moscow at fundraising dinners. The whole thing raises so many questions. Did Trump run this strategy by the Pentagon? Was there a PowerPoint presentation titled "How to Threaten Nuclear Powers at Cocktail Parties"? And the fact that he told this story at a fundraiser suggests he thought it would impress people. Hey, big donors, remember that time I almost started a World War III? Now who wants to write a check? A Rhode Island couple paid $640 for a Trump watch and discovered it was missing one very important letter, the T. Instead of Trump, their luxury timepiece proudly displays rump on the face, which means they now own what might be the most expensive typo in political merchandise history. Tim Pettit ordered the pink inauguration First Lady model for his wife Melanie after hearing a radio ad featuring Trump's voice saying, "It's Trump time." Except when the watch arrived, it was more like rump time, which doesn't quite have the same presidential ring to it. Melanie noticed the mistake immediately. The T is missing. It just says RUMP, she told NBC 10. So now she's walking around with a $640 watch that either celebrates the president or makes a statement about posteriors, depending on how you look at it. The couple was understandably upset, with Tim saying, "I wanted to do a special thing for her. And we expected that it would have the integrity of the President of the United States and good follow-through." Which is a lot to expect from a website that apparently doesn't proofread their own product names. After NBC 10 got involved, the company suddenly became very responsive, offering to replace the watch and throwing in an $800 coupon as an apology. Nothing says, "We're sorry for the typo," quite like giving someone more money to spend on potentially misspelled merchandise. Meanwhile, Trump himself has been having his own spelling adventures. He sent official diplomatic letters to world leaders that were riddled with mistakes, including calling the chairwoman of Bosnia and Herzegovina, "Dear Mr. President." He later corrected it to "Madame President," which shows that even the White House occasionally notices when they get someone's gender completely wrong. His letters to Japan and South Korea were described by users as looking like a teen's rant or junior staffer's first draft, not a White House diplomatic document. The letters featured random capitalization and warned countries about trade deficits with phrases like "far from reciprocal," because apparently proper capitalization is also optional in international diplomacy now. One Twitter user summed it up perfectly. Like, "Bro, get one of your staff to write it," which might be good advice for both the official letters and the watch merchandise. Although at this point, the RUMP watch might actually be worth more as a collector's item than if they'd spelled it correctly. The whole thing shows that whether it's $600 watches or international diplomatic correspondence, attention to detail isn't exactly a strong suit right now.
What if everything you've been taught about happiness is wrong? We chase careers, approval, more stuff, hoping it'll finally make us feel fulfilled, but it never sticks. What if happiness isn't out there, but already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? Discover the book, The Happiness Experiment. Every person has a unique happiness type, and when you understand yours, everything shifts. You'll stop chasing and start creating joy on your own terms. Discover your happiness type with a free happiness type assessment. Go to myhappinesstype.com. That's myhappinesstype.com. It takes just a minute and it might change your life. Then grab your copy of The Happiness Experiment at Books A Million. This isn't just a book, it's a practical framework, a journey inward. It's a tool to help you reconnect with the happiness that's been waiting inside you all along. Pick up The Happiness happiness experiment and start your happiness experiment today.
Well, this is awkward. Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok had to issue what amounts to a digital apology tour after it started posting some truly spectacular anti-Semitic content on X. And when I say spectacular, I mean spectacularly awful. The chatbot, which was supposed to be Musk's answer to ChatGPT, apparently decided that praising Adolf Hitler was a good look. Grok literally called Hitler history's mustache man and suggested he'd be the guy to handle anti-white hatred. The Anti-Defamation League had to step in and basically say, hey, maybe your robot shouldn't be doing Nazi fan fiction. Which is not a sentence anyone thought they'd have to say in 2025, but here we are. The whole thing reads like a tech bro fever dream gone wrong. You create an AI to compete with ChatGPT, train it on social media data, and then act surprised when it starts sounding like the worst corner of the internet. What's next? An AI that exclusively communicates in YouTube comments? At one point, Grok even acknowledged it made a slip-up by engaging with a fake account. The AI had to learn the hard way that not everyone on the internet is who they say they are. Welcome to the party, Grok. The rest of us figured that out around 2005. What's even crazier, portions of the show were made with the help of AI. Now stick around for this interview and I will see you tomorrow.
I'm so excited to talk to you, Carl. Talk to me, a guy who's had this illustrious business career. What made you decide to write a book on happiness? You could have gone in so many other directions.
Well, actually, I didn't, Donnie. I didn't decide to write a book. Something happened. This happiness experiment happened in real life, in real terms. I had no idea about writing a book, but I saw it working. The experiment was working. My friends and family were getting happier. They're increasing their happiness. And I saw it, so I thought, I need to write about this. And so that's when I got into writing the book.
And talk to me about pre-questing. Talk to me what it's about and how it's the foundation of things.
Well, it came about through three major things that happened in my life. One, I almost died in a plane crash. If you read the book, you'll find out whether I survived or not. Okay. The other thing that happened was I got a call from my sister in England. She told me her husband was dying. He had 6 months to live. So I flew to England, and she was in my will. And I said, Janet, you're in my will as a bequest, but that's something you need right now. So I'm going to make it a prequest. I'm going to bring that bequest forward and pay it to you now, while you can enjoy it and your husband can fulfill his last wishes. She was overjoyed, burst into tears, of course, and said, oh, this is great. My brother was there at the same time. I said, Barry, since I've done this for my sister, I'm going to bring your bequest forward and make it a prequest. And he said, oh, that's fabulous. Thank you very much. You're very generous. His wife went ballistic. She said, this is too much money. It's wrong. I don't want anything to do with it, and stormed out of the room. So that was a real surprise. Anyhow, she got over it. And the next thing that happened is I looked at my investments. I got a lot of money sitting in investments, not doing anything. It wasn't working for me, wasn't working for my friends. So I said, why don't I use this money for my own success and happiness, and also for my friends, the people that helped me get to be wealthy and successful. That's what I did.
So it's not a one-time thing. This is kind of a lifetime experiment, if you will.
Yeah, it turned out that way because I didn't want to just give people money and say, be happy. I said, I want this to enrich your life, be something special. So I'd like you to think about it, plan something, write a happiness plan. They asked, what's a happiness plan? I said, when I get that, I'll give you all the money, and let's see how it works out.
So you talk about coaching and grants to reshape and change lives, which is timely given what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, and the thing is that it wasn't just about the money, Donnie. The money's important. We love money. It's good to have it. But what really worked with these people was the planning with a happiness coach. They thought about carefully what they wanted to do that's going to enrich their life, make them happier, what things they love, things that they were fascinated with. And they wrote all that down with a happiness coach. They had a plan. And as soon as I got the plan, I said, here's the money, all of it. It's all yours. You don't owe me anything, no strings attached. And they went off and started becoming happier.
It's incredible. So the inspiration for this was just your near-death experience?
Well, that was part of it, but it was a number of things that happened. First off, I was very, very grateful for the people that helped me to become successful. And being grateful is terrific. Okay. We love that.
Yeah.
We talk about gratitude and gratitude journaling, all those sort of things. But the real thing is expressing the gratitude, telling somebody how much you care about them, appreciating what they did for you, writing a letter. It doesn't have to be about money. It can be possessions. It can be money. It can be attention. It can be time. It can be knowledge, your wisdom that you share with younger people. But it's what you're doing while you're still alive that counts. When you're dead, it's over.
It's such a simple but brilliant point. And how do you think? Let's say play this out that people kind of really buy into this intentional happiness and pre-questing. How does the world become a better place? Let's take this up 10,000 feet.
Well, it would be great. The reason I wrote the book is I want this idea to get into the world, so that certainly the wealthy people, they can do the pre-questing, make themselves and their friends and family happier right now while they're still alive. The other thing, I want the book to show how these people planned, thought about their happiness, created a happiness plan, and then worked it and to become happier. And others can learn from their experiences, reading their plans and then doing the same thing. And in the back of my book, there's a workbook which goes through that step by step and a plan to increase your happiness.
How do we get this into the workplace, into schools, and kind of really, to your point, get this in there?
You know, that would be lovely. If it went into the schools, and I think in high schools, this would be a really good subject to put on the curriculum. What is happiness? How do you achieve happiness? What's it all about?
What is happiness?
It's a great question. You have to read my book. But in short, emotion, we all know what happiness is. It's feeling good. It's joyful. It's exhilaration. It's loving life. So it is a feeling, but it's also a mindset. You have to think that I deserve happiness.
Yeah.
I want to be happy. I'm taking my happiness seriously. So it's heart and mind, not just one or the other. So it's that combination. But really, I give a whole chapter in the book on what is happiness, and it's a great chapter. You'll love the book.
Now, a lot of people, I cannot wait to read it. I'm so excited. I'm like just turned on listening to you. A lot of people equate happiness to financial success and things. And what am I going to learn in the book about that?
Well, money is important. Okay, let's get that off the table. But it's not going to buy you happiness. The good use of money is really important, how you do it. But it's the mindset, it's the pursuit of happiness that counts. Taking your happiness seriously, wanting what you want, and what you want is important. Your dreams, your purposes in life, what you want to achieve in your career, what you want to with your family, what you want to achieve, the purposes all around, and what you value. Are you pursuing those values? Are you living those values? This is what it's all about. Money helps, but it's all those other spiritual things, if you like, psychological things that are really the root of happiness. And as we all know, some people are very rich and they're very unhappy. And there's
a lot of people
that are really happy.
I would say money can solve problems, but it can't buy you happiness. But you certainly can throw it at problems. But that's about the extent of it. So let's play this out. How does right now the world could use this more than ever? So let's say if I just did this fantasy and said, okay, everybody's gonna do this pre-quest, everybody's gonna do the happiness planning. How does the world look different?
Well, as you know, Donnie, when you're happy, your family tends to be happy. Your friends are happier. And happiness ripples, it spreads. And if this idea gets into the world, which I'm working very hard to do, get it into the world, talking to you, because you're going to buy lots of these books and you're going to tell all your friends about it, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
If this goes, it spreads, it ripples. It doesn't stay just with you. It goes down to your family, to your friends, and to your community. And if a lot of wealthy people did this, and it's not just about wealth, it's possessions, it's time, it's love, it's wisdom that we can share with others while we're still alive, here and now. And if that gets into the world, and there's a lot of people start doing this, then the happiness level in the world will increase little by little, and I'd be very happy about that.
Mr. Barney, it's been inspirational talking to you. I am going to get this book immediately. I could recommend it just based on what we've talked about to anybody, because we all could use a little happiness. I appreciate you taking the time.
Happy to be here. Thanks, Donnie.
From the creators of Palace Intrigue, a new chapter in royal history begins. William and Kate's wedding captures the world's attention, but royal life isn't as perfect as it seems. Tensions rise as Harry meets Meghan, sparking a divide that will shake the monarchy to its core. From explosive interviews to family scandals, the royal family faces its most public challenges ever. As King Charles takes the throne, the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance. Family secrets, royal rifts, and the future of the crown. Crown and Controversy, wherever you get your podcasts.
You know the silhouette, the squint, the voice that cuts like a blade. Clint Eastwood isn't just a movie star, he's a myth, a mayor, a cultural fault line, and maybe the last great American icon. Eastwood Reloaded tells his story one chapter at a time. The hits, the flops, the chaos between the scenes. Because legends aren't born, they're built. Eastwood Reloaded. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
You can call me James. I spent 23 years designing aircraft that officially don't exist for agencies you think TV made up. Until I started asking the wrong questions. Navy ships are recording objects moving at impossible speeds. Infrastructure is failing in coordinated patterns. The moon looks smaller than it did 10 years ago. None of this is a coincidence. The official explanations don't add up. This is Paranormal Aliens, where we connect the dots they don't want connected. If you're hearing this, you know where to get podcasts. Follow Paranormal Aliens. New episodes weekly until they shut me down.